In the shadows of snow-capped skylines and beneath the calm exterior of Canada's polite reputation lies a different kind of power. It is ancient, it is quiet, and it is impossibly wealthy. This is not the world of Silicon Valley spectacles or brash oil tycoons flaunting Ferraris. This is a realm of dynasties, where wealth isn't just counted, it's inherited, compounded, and strategically cloaked behind shell companies, private trusts, and centuries of legacy. While the world points its camera at celebrity billionaires, these families build empires behind golden curtains, from cryptic heiresses who control global news streams to reclusive data kings with a grip on Wall Street algorithms, from the digital rogue who conquered crypto to the iron-fisted families who broker deals in whispers. This is the secret spine of Canadian power. This story is not just about money, it's about bloodlines, secrets, vision, and the kind of wealth that doesn't ask permission. Tonight, we pull back the curtain. From the 12th to the 1st, we trace the hidden, intricate, and awe-inspiring journeys of the 12 richest families in Canada. Before we continue, please support our work by liking the video and subscribing to the channel for more valuable insights. 12. The Saputo family. In the city of Montreal, where dairy was ordinary and opportunity often overlooked, the Saputos saw what others missed. Potential in tradition, promise in craftsmanship, and vision in every wheel of cheese. From a quiet genesis, the Saputo family built a global empire that would redefine the dairy industry. Today, the Saputo dynasty sit atop a staggering fortune exceeding $6 billion, all crafted from a cramped garage shop that ignited a global dairy empire. Their story began not with the dazzle of neon, but with grit, immigration, and a father's dream. In 1954, Italian cheesemaker Giuseppe Saputo and his son Lino Saputo, then a teenager, arrived in Canada carrying nothing but determination, family recipes, and a vision that would one day rewrite the food industry. From a small garage in the immigrant neighborhoods of Montreal, they crafted mozzarella by hand, pedaled through the streets to deliver wheels of cheese to local pizzerias. It was humble, fragile, and uncertain. Yet, within those deliveries laid the seed of a dynasty. What came next would cement their empire in a way few saw coming. As the city grew, so did the Saputo vision. Growth wasn't luck, it was strategy. Each expansion calculated, and from their modest garage workshop emerged Saputo Inc., a dairy processor that would rise into one of the world's largest. Step by step, acquisition by acquisition, the company expanded its reach, first across Canada, then into the United States, Australia, Argentina, United Kingdom, and beyond. Today, Saputo products are a fixture in supermarkets and kitchens across more than 50 countries, supplying everything from milk and butter to gourmet cheeses that command global markets. Their journey is nothing short of cinematic. It is epic, a story that stands as one of Canada's most extraordinary tales of vision, grit, and generational triumph. 11. The Alain Bouchard family. Where others saw empty streets, Alain Bouchard saw opportunity. Where small shops whispered limits, he heard ambition. The Bouchard dynasty was built not from steel or skyscrapers, but from neon lights, 24-hour hums, and the endless pulse of roadside commerce. Today, with a staggering fortune of $6.6 billion, they command a global empire of convenience stores and fuel stations, a network that never sleeps, feeding millions, shaping daily life, and redefining retail itself. From a single Quebec storefront, Bouchard built Alimentation Couche-Tard, the force behind Circle K, one of the largest convenience chains on earth. His story began in scarcity. Born one of 6 in a mobile home after his father's business collapsed, poverty became his first teacher, grit his second. In 1980, armed with little more than borrowed money and relentless drive, Alain opened his first Couche-Tard store in Laval. It was modest, fragile, uncertain, but within it lay the spark of a dynasty, the blueprint for a global empire. Scale became his signature. He didn't just run stores, he absorbed them. Step by step, chain by chain, Couche-Tard swallowed competitors, Max, Provisoire, Perrette. The boldest strike came in 2003, Circle K, a landmark deal that propelled the company from regional powerhouse to international contender. Expansion accelerated. North America, Europe, Asia, markets ripe with opportunity, and Bouchard had the audacity to seize them. Today, Couche-Tard spans over 16,700 stores in more than 30 countries, delivering fuel, coffee, and essentials to millions daily. The Bouchard legacy is deliberate, a modern epic, standing not just among Canada's richest, but as pioneers who redefined the rhythm of everyday life. 10. The Chip Wilson family. Under Vancouver's crisp mountain air and surf-scented winds, a different kind of dynasty emerged, one built not on oil, finance, or tech, but on vision, motion, and reinvention. The Chip Wilson family, the architects of athleisure, designers of culture, and creators of Lululemon Athletica. With a fortune of $6.8 billion, they transformed a modest, yoga-inspired startup into a global emblem of fitness, fashion, and aspiration. They didn't merely sell clothing. They rewrote how the world moves, lives, and dreams. Their journey began in rebellion. In 1979, Chip Wilson founded West Beach Snowboard Limited, a brand pulsing with counterculture energy, crafting gear for skaters, surfers, and snowboarders who thrived on the fringe. Raw, unpolished, risk-infused. It carried the spark of something greater. After selling the company in 1997, the fire didn't fade, it evolved. Inspired by Vancouver yoga studios, Wilson envisioned a brand that merged lifestyle, performance, and design. In 1998, from a tiny studio in Kitsilano, Lululemon was born. From modest beginnings, Lululemon exploded. It fused fashion, athletics, and aspiration into a global phenomenon. Yoga pants became statements. Hoodies became symbols. Each garment carried a rhythm, a signature, a promise. Expansion was relentless. North America, Europe, Asia, Australia. Today, 767 stores span more than 20 countries, a testament to audacity, design, and cultural influence. Their legacy is woven in ambition, stitched with audacity, and worn by millions. 9. The Desmarais family. In the boardrooms of Montreal, where whispers shape industries and vision translate into billions, the Desmarais family saw what others overlooked: power hidden in networks, influence cloaked in strategy, and the leverage of strategic alliances. The Desmarais dynasty, architects of a sprawling financial empire that quietly commands markets, media, and corporations across Canada and Europe. With a staggering $7 billion fortune, they turned modest ventures into a legacy of influence. A sprawling empire of companies: TransCanada Corporation Fund, Power Corporation of Canada, Great West Lifeco, IGM Financial, and Pargesa Holding, investments spanning continents. Power stitched into every move. Their rise began not with fame but foresight. Paul Desmarais, the patriarch, understood early that money alone was fleeting. True dominion required patience, precision, and a network that spanned continents. From modest bus lines in Sudbury to the TransCanada Corporation Fund, each move was deliberate. Every acquisition, every partnership, a calculated stitch in a web of influence few dared to imagine. Step by step, asset by asset, empire by empire. By the 1980s, their reach had crossed oceans. Markets shifted subtly under their gaze. Boardrooms became chessboards. Shareholding became a language of strategy. When Paul Desmarais Sr. passed in 2013, his legacy was monumental: fortune, influence, mastery. Today, Paul Desmarais Jr. and Andre Desmarais carry the mantle. The Desmarais story is cinematic, not merely about wealth but destiny. Elusive, grand. 8. The Azrieli family. In the bustling heart of Montreal, where old Europe collides with New World ambition, one man arrived carrying fire, vision, and survival itself. David Joshua Azrieli, a Holocaust survivor, architect, dreamer. Where others saw scars, he saw blueprints. Where others saw endings, he imagined beginnings. Canada became his canvas, architecture his weapon, real estate his battlefield, vision his enduring legacy. From modest beginnings, he rose to a staggering fortune of $7.7 billion, carving his name into Quebec's skyline and beyond. Born in Poland in 1922, Azrieli fled Nazi persecution. After losing his family in the Holocaust, he escaped to Israel, forging resilience from exile, studying architecture, fighting for independence, building a mind sharpened by survival. In 1954, he arrived in Montreal, armed with nothing but grit, brilliance, and unyielding will. Small projects became bold ventures, malls, towers, landmarks that redefined cities. By the 1980s, Azrieli malls dominated Quebec. Cavendish, Fairview Point Claire, malls became cathedrals of modern life, alive with footsteps, light, and possibility. His empire grew. Residential, commercial, retail developments, stretching from Montreal to Toronto, touching daily lives, reshaping skylines. In Israel, the Azrieli Center rose. 3 towers of glass and steel, yet his greatest design was not steel or stone, it was human. In 1989, the Azrieli Foundation was born, channeling billions into education. When he passed in 2014, his legacy multiplied. Naomi Azrieli guides the foundation. Dana Azrieli commands the real estate empire. Together, they continue the vision.
7. The Irving family.
If industry is the lifeblood of Canada's Atlantic coast, then the Irvings are its beating heart. A dynasty of oil, forests, ships, and steel, they built an empire so vast it touches nearly every corner of New Brunswick life. From gasoline to newspapers, from shipyards to supermarkets, the Irving name became not just a brand, but a backbone. With a fortune of $8.4 billion, theirs is not simply a story of business, but of power, legacy, and quiet dominion. The saga begins with one man, Kenneth Colin Irving, KC, a restless visionary born in 1899. In 1924, he opened a humble gas station in Bouctouche, New Brunswick. It was small, fragile, and unremarkable, yet it carried within it the seed of empire. From that spark, KC built Irving Oil and then stretched far beyond it. Refineries thundered in St. John. Forests became lumber and paper. Shipyards launched vessels that carried Irving goods to Irving ports, chronicled by Irving-owned newspapers. What emerged was not just business, it was an ecosystem, a self-sustaining world where every link bore the Irving name. When KC died in 1992, his dominion, one of Canada's most powerful private empires, was split among his 3 sons. Arthur Irving took the crown jewel, Irving Oil, whose St. John refinery remains the largest in Canada, processing hundreds of thousands of barrels a day. Meanwhile, his brothers J.K. and Jack steered forestry, construction, and shipbuilding. Yet the family's influence is not only measured in billions or barrels. In New Brunswick, the Irvings are more than tycoons, they are woven into daily life. The Irving story is a Canadian epic of vision, control, and dynasty. An empire carved from forests, fire, and the restless Atlantic. 6. The Toby Lutke family. Where others saw broken systems, Toby Lutke saw revolution. Where others saw failure, he saw blueprints for the future. The Toby Lutke dynasty, crafted not from oil, steel, or land, but from pure code, ranks among Canada's modern marvels. With a fortune of $8.9 billion, they stand as the architects of Shopify, the digital cathedral of commerce empowering millions of entrepreneurs across the globe. The story begins far from Canada, in Koblenz, Germany, where a boy obsessed with computers tore apart hardware instead of playing with toys. By his teens, he was fluent in the language of machines, an artisan of code. Fate intervened when love carried him across the Atlantic to Ottawa in 2002. There, while trying to launch a humble online snowboard shop, he collided with a truth. E-commerce tools were clumsy, broken, unworthy of dreamers. Most would have quit. Lutke built instead. In 2006, Shopify was born. Not as software, but as a revolution. From fragile lines of code emerged an empire that rewrote global retail. Shopify became the invisible infrastructure of ambition, powering creators at kitchen tables, garage startups, and bold visionaries who dared to challenge giants. Each store was a spark, each entrepreneur a torchbearer. Together, they ignited a wildfire that spread across 175 countries, fueling transactions worth hundreds of billions. And at its helm, quiet, relentless, visionary, stood Toby Lütke, the coder turned billionaire who reshaped commerce not with factories, but with imagination. Today, the Lütke family embodies more than wealth. They symbolize disruption, empowerment, and the audacity of one immigrant who transformed frustration into fortune.
5. The Jim Pattison family. It began with a gamble. One man, one dealership, and everything on the line. From that fragile seed, Jim Pattison forged not a business, but an empire. Today, the dynasty he built from scratch towers as an $11.4 billion colossus, a Canadian titan whose influence stretches into every corner of modern life. The story begins humbly in 1961, with a struggling Pontiac dealership in Vancouver. Pattison, armed with little more than borrowed money and an unshakable belief in himself, gambled everything. It was modest, fragile, uncertain, but it carried the seed of an empire. He didn't stop at cars. He moved into billboards, then radio, then television. Every industry became his frontier. What began with selling vehicles became a tidal wave of acquisitions. Food retail, packaging, fishing, real estate, forestry, entertainment. By sheer will, he stitched together over 500 companies across 85 countries. An empire sprawling across industries as varied as save-on-food supermarkets, media conglomerates, real estate towers, and even the curiosity empire of Ripley's Believe It or Not. Pattison's genius was scale. He didn't just build companies, he conquered them. Every deal expanded his reach, every acquisition tightened his grip. Quiet in manner, thunderous in ambition, he became the architect of Canada's most diversified private empire. Today, the Jim Pattison Group is a corporate giant whose revenues rival nations, employing tens of thousands, touching millions of lives. The Pattison family legacy is not just wealth, it is power woven into the fabric of Canadian commerce. 4. The Joseph Tsai family. In the shifting tides of the digital revolution, one man stood at the crossroads of law, commerce, and culture. Quiet, deliberate, and visionary. His name? Joseph Tsai. A Taiwanese-born lawyer turned entrepreneur, he co-founded Alibaba, the e-commerce giant that redefined how billions shop, trade, and connect. Where the world saw websites, he saw empires. Where the market saw transactions, he envisioned civilizations of commerce. From this vision emerged a fortune now estimated at $12.1 billion, a dynasty rooted in innovation, sport, and cultural identity. Yet Tsai's story is not confined to boardrooms or balance sheets. His influence spills into arenas and skylines, where commerce collides with spectacle. As the owner of the NBA's Brooklyn Nets, the WNBA's New York Liberty, and the iconic Barclays Center, Tsai transformed his wealth into cultural capital, building not just businesses, but stages where the drama of modern life unfolds. His reach extends across continents, linking East and West, technology and entertainment, markets and meaning. Through strategic partnerships with Taiwan's Fubon Group and investments that stretch across finance, real estate, and media, Tsai has woven a web of influence that transcends borders. Unlike dynasties born from inheritance, the Tsai fortune is crafted from foresight and daring, the kind of power built in silence yet felt everywhere. 3. The David Cheriton family. In the quiet corridors of academia, where ideas are currency and intellect is power, David Cheriton first glimpsed the architecture of the future. A Canadian-born computer scientist and mathematician, his mind was a forge where theory met innovation. In 1998, with a $100,000 stake in a fledgling startup called Google, Cheriton transformed foresight into fortune. From that single act of vision emerged a net worth of $14.3 billion, a dynasty sculpted not from inherited privilege, but from the rare alchemy of insight, timing, and relentless precision. Long before the Google windfall, Cheriton had co-founded Granite Systems, a networking company that Cisco would later acquire, setting the stage for a lifetime of transformative ventures. Cheriton's influence extends beyond capital. His family, guardians of a vision that spans software, hardware, and innovation, embodies a philosophy where intellect wields more power than spectacle. Today, the David Cheriton family commands an empire defined not by ostentation, but by the invisible threads that connect the world. 2. The Changpeng Zhao family. It began in the neon-lit kitchens of McDonald's, where sizzle and routine defined the day. Changpeng Zhao first learned the rhythm of hard work. A young immigrant in Canada, flipping burgers by sunrise and coding trading systems by night, he absorbed lessons few would notice, but many would forget: precision, patience, and the invisible power of systems. Years later, that discipline would crystallize into a fortune of $59 billion and a family dynasty that pulses at the heart of the cryptocurrency universe. Zhao's journey was never preordained. After Tokyo Stock Exchange and Bloomberg Tradebook in New York honed his understanding of markets, he envisioned something the world had yet to see: a decentralized financial ecosystem unbound by borders, regulators, or old hierarchies. Binance, his creation, did not just enter the crypto world, it reshaped it. In a matter of years, it became the largest cryptocurrency exchange globally, moving billions daily, threading together digital assets, investors, and innovation in ways that redefined wealth, risk, and trust. The Zhao family's influence extends far beyond finance. Sports, culture, and philanthropy now bear the subtle signature of their vision, with investments and initiatives that ripple quietly, yet profoundly across continents. Their empire is woven into the very infrastructure of the digital age, server by server, block by block, ledger by ledger. 1. The Thomson family. Above the skyline of Canadian wealth, beyond the reach of rivals, the Thomson family reigns, unrivaled, sovereign, and untouchable in its supremacy. A dynasty forged not in spectacle, but in whispers. Their net worth of $80 billion conceals a power that shapes perception, culture, and commerce itself. Newspapers, publishing houses, broadcast towers, and strategic investments stretch across continents. Yet the Thomsons move like shadows, omnipresent yet almost invisible. It began with Roy Herbert Thomson, born in 1894 in Toronto to modest beginnings. Telegraphist father, odd jobs, selling radios, fixing cars, farming. Nothing hinted at destiny, until in 1934 he purchased a small newspaper in Timmins, Ontario, the Timmins Daily Press, a seed that would grow into a media empire. Roy's vision was ruthless in its simplicity: acquire cheaply, perfect, and expand. Paper by paper, station by station, city by city, he mastered information itself. By the 1950s, he crossed the Atlantic, acquiring the Scotsman and the Times of London, eventually earning the title Baron Thomson of Fleet. His son, Kenneth, inherited not only wealth but foresight. He expanded holdings in media, art, and strategic investments. In 2008, the merger of Thomson Corporation with Reuters transformed the dynasty into a global powerhouse. Thomson Reuters, the world's authority in financial data and media intelligence. Today, David Thomson, Roy's grandson, presides. Born 1957, intensely private, a shadow at the helm of one of the world's most influential fortunes. Beyond media, the family's reach spans real estate, oil and gas, and investment holdings. They define power not through appearances, but through control. The Thomsons are an empire in stealth, veiled in quiet power, elusive, absolute. They remind us that true dominion is silent. It does not boast, it endures. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to like the video, share and subscribe to the channel for more valuable insights.